This is Cassie Eichhoff, and this is my short presentation on viable and guaranteed curriculum. We're going to take a look at the viability. I used the short survey to come up with the standard for education and the implications. So I used 1, curriculum adheres to standards, 2, focused curriculum that's measurable, 3, student opportunity for all students, 4, data and monitored progress, and 5, appropriate program. For number 1, curriculum adheres to standards, I would say we are currently viable. We use the CCSS standards, which are supposed to be fewer, clearer, and higher standards. Our curriculums are built by teams of our instructional leaders. This is imperfect. It's always a work in progress, but it works for this purpose because our district is Marzano, and so is this idea. When we go to number 2, focused curriculum that's measurable, again, I would call us currently viable using the CCSS standards, curriculums built by teams of instructional leaders. We do a lot of data and we provide a lot of feedback in our district, so I would say yes, what we are doing is measurable, but again, it is an imperfect practice. For number 3, student opportunity for all students, I would call us currently viable. Again, we're using the CCSS standards. Our teachers are provided with some forms of autonomy. A lot of us focus on inclusion, positive school culture. Even so, again, this is imperfect and it's always a work in progress. For number 4, data monitored progress, I would call us currently viable. Again, in our district, there's a huge push for data. There's a huge push for growth goals for students and teachers. There's data monitoring and progress for teachers and for students. But again, this is an imperfect practice. For this last one, appropriate programs and practices, I would definitely say we are viable. We have a huge push for data, a huge push for student and teacher goal setting. We use direct instruction. We use different types of tiered instruction. We use intervention programs and implement all sorts of new things. But again, it is imperfect because we're still not catching all the kids. The implications for educators for guaranteed and viable curriculum lie somewhere in the middle of the research and the creativity. Sure, there's the research, but then there's the teacher autonomy to find that best practice, to find student engagement, to measure student achievement, because neither side really tells the whole well-rounded story.